Before we roll the tape, I want to touch on the topic we're reviewing today, which is the importance of chemistry, personnel, and execution on set pieces. Now, San Antonio doesn't run a ton of plays in the half court, but these sidelines out of bounds sequences are a perfect encapsulation of the difference in quality of offense between the beautiful basketball Spurs and the current iteration of this roster, which also happens to be the youngest team in the NBA this season. We have 4 examples of this classic Coach Popovich set called X Get Floppy, so we'll let the first 2 play uninterrupted before we dive into the differences in the final clips. Okay, so the basic setup here is 1 screener in the middle of the free throw line, 1 man underneath the basket, and 1 player on each wing along the 3-point line. Manu and Corey cross Timmy and head to the dunker spots. Duncan then turns around to set a pin down for Danny, so let's freeze on the catch. Turn your attention back to Manu and Corey. At almost the exact second Danny receives the ball, Corey has already crept into the paint to set a cross screen for Manu. Why don't we slow things down for a better look? That screen catches Bogdanovic and forces Deron Williams to switch on to Manu, but because that cross screen is the first of 2 staggered screens, he must also navigate around Kawhi Leonard, which throws him a bit off balance as Manu rounds the corner with a head full of steam, so let's pause again. I want y'all to look at a few things here. First, Kawhi has sealed Joe Johnson, preventing him from contesting Manu at the rim. Next, Duncan makes himself useful and sets a flare screen for Danny, forcing Allen Anderson to fight over the top to avoid giving up an open 3. This also puts Brook Lopez in a tough spot where he is stuck between helping on the Manu drive, keeping a tab on Timmy, and potentially stepping out to contest a Danny triple. And lastly, Tony is in the process of clearing out the corner to draw Bogdanovic out of the paint. With all those moving pieces occupying the help defenders, Manu has a clear lane for a layup that keeps the Spurs alive. The modern day Spurs are going to be in the exact same formation here, but this set isn't going to run as smoothly. Right off the bat, you can see Champagnie is late to his spot as the screener in the middle of the free throw line. And even as we roll the tape, Devin and Keldon don't have the same sense of urgency crossing and clearing, but let's freeze once Trey catches the ball. Look at how Keldon is standing in the right corner. That isn't where he's supposed to be, and Wembanyama knows that. So Vic directs him to set that cross screen, and will pause once Jaden McDaniels makes contact with Keldon. McDaniels and Naz Reid, who are both beneath the basket, must communicate that screen so they can switch and have someone pursuing Devin as he sprints to the perimeter around the second stagger screen. But that doesn't happen, and as we resume, Vassell curls Wembanyama and breaks free for a catch and shoot 3. While the Spurs get the result they wanted and put 3 points on the scoreboard, the execution between the previous clips is night and day. This young San Antonio team is slowly but surely figuring things out, but hopefully this highlighted the importance years of chemistry, experience, and overall talent have on the fluidity of an offense, even on identical play calls. If you enjoy this kind of content, check out my Substack, the Vic-and-Roll, for more Spurs words and videos. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you next time, Spurs fans.